Chapter 1, Encounter on the Coast. Under a golden sunset, Ji-Yun walked alone in the vast seaside town. This summer, she decided to leave the busy city life and come to this place, caressed by the sea breeze, to find inspiration. She is a freelance painter, her paintings are often full of color and emotional flow, and now she needs new inspiration. Ji-Yun took her drawing board and paints and prepared to find a perfect spot on the beach to paint this beautiful scenery. Her long hair was gently blown by the sea breeze, and the scene in front of her made her feel extremely comfortable. The sea in summer is warm and sparkling, and the waves lap at the beach, making a peaceful sound. Just when she was about to put down her drawing board, a lost flying disc suddenly flew across the sky and landed at her feet. She looked down and saw a golden Labrador running happily toward her. Ji-Yun bent down to pick up the frisbee and was about to throw it to the dog when a voice came from behind her. "I'm sorry, my dog caused you trouble." The voice was low and apologetic. Ji-Yun turned around and saw a tall man walking towards her. His skin was slightly tanned by the sun, he had short hair and his eyes were firm. This is Chen Xiao, a naval officer who is about to retire and return to his hometown to relax and unwind this summer. "It doesn't matter, it's cute," Ji-Yun said with a smile and threw the frisbee back to Labrador. Chen Xiao smiled and thanked her, and the two naturally started chatting. It turns out that Chen Xiao is also a resident of this town. He loves photography and often brings his camera to the beach to capture the beauty of sunset. As the sun gradually sank into the horizon, the two decided to take a walk on the beach together. They talked about art and life, and Ji-Yun discovered that Chen Xiao had unique insights and that his passion for photography coincided with her love for painting. At that moment, she felt a long-lost spiritual resonance. The sea breeze continued to blow, and the two souls began a new journey on the summer seaside. Unknowingly, the last rays of the setting sun disappeared on the horizon, and the evening breeze brought a bit of coolness, but their conversation continued in the warmth. No one can say where this chance encounter will lead them in the future, but at the moment, they are enjoying each other's company and the upcoming summer nights. Chapter 2, First Impressions of Summer. Ji-Yun stood in front of the unique seaside cafe in her small town, holding a glass of iced lemonade in her hand. The breeze blew by, bringing a hint of coolness. Her eyes followed the hurried pace of the people on the street, and she felt the summer atmosphere of the small town in her heart. Every corner here exudes a lazy coastal style, and as an artist, she can always find endless inspiration from such an environment. After that chance encounter with Chen Xiao at the beach, Ji-Yun found that her love for this town had grown even more. She decided to explore more of this place, hoping to convey this beauty to people further afield through her paintbrush. Chen Xiao, ever since that chance encounter at the beach, his image has been lingering in Ji-Yun's mind. His firm yet gentle eyes, and his enthusiasm for life, made her feel an unprecedented resonance. She began to look forward to meeting him again and wanted to know more about his story. That afternoon, while Ji-Yun was walking on the beach, she happened to see Chen Xiao and his dog playing on the beach in the distance. She stopped, feeling a surge of joy in her heart. She did not step forward immediately, but observed the interaction between him and the dog from a distance, feeling the relaxation and joy he brought. Suddenly, Chen Xiao noticed Ji-Yun's presence. He waved to her and strode over. His smile was warm and sincere, lighting up Ji-Yun's heart like the summer sun. "Hi, Ji-Yun, nice to see you again." Chen Xiao's voice was full of joy. Ji-Yun smiled. She felt relaxed and happy like never before. "I'm also glad to see you again, Chen Xiao." Chapter 3, Tide Melody. Ji-Yun sat on the rocks, by the sea, for a long time. It wasn't until the night got darker that she got up and returned to her studio. That night, the sound of the sea seemed particularly clear, and the melody of the tides echoed in her ears, inspiring her to create. She opened the windows of her studio, letting the smells and sounds of the sea breeze flood into the house. Driven by inspiration, she began a new painting, trying to capture and express the emotions and scenery of the seaside. At the same time, Chen Xiao also felt the sea breeze that night at home. Life at the seaside taught him how to listen to the sounds of nature, and Ji Yan's presence made it all more meaningful. He thought about the time they spent together and decided to go back to her the next day, hoping to continue the conversation that day. The next day, Chen Xiao came to Ji Yan's studio, as scheduled. Ji Yan is painting intently, with images of waves and rocks forming on her canvas. When she heard a knock on the door, she looked up and saw Chen Xiao standing at the door with a bouquet of flowers and a cup of his homemade sea salt caramel coffee. "I brought a little something, I hope you will like it," Chen Xiao said with a smile, his voice full of warmth. Ji Yan happily accepted this small gift, and the two of them sat in the studio, enjoying the aroma and sweetness of the coffee with the sound of the waves. In a relaxed atmosphere, Chen Xiao began to talk about some experiences in his naval career, including the storms encountered during ocean voyages and how he found inner peace at sea. Ji Yan listened with rapt attention. She felt that Chen Xiao's story was like every tide of the sea, with both impact and a certain quiet power. Influenced by Chen Xiao's stories, her paintings gradually added more dynamic and emotional layers. As time went by, the conversation between the two deepened, and Ji Yan also shared her journey as an artist and how she finds and expresses emotions on canvas. She thanked Chen Xiao for bringing her new perspectives and inspiration. In this way, amid the sound of the tide and the gentle sea breeze, the relationship between the two deepened in the interweaving of art and story. Ji Yan's paintings became richer and more moving because of this, and Chen Xiao found that every communication with Ji Yan made him cherish the ocean that gave him peace more. During that summer, their friendship slowly sublimated amidst the melody of the tide and became an indispensable part of each other's lives. Chapter 4: Stories and Dreams. As the summer progresses, the friendship between Ji Yan and Chen Xiao gradually becomes deeper amidst the symphony of tides and paintbrushes. Their conversations often extended into the night, discussing their dreams and futures. One night, the two of them were sitting on a rock by the sea, watching the stars in the sky. The sea breeze carries the smell of light salt, and the stars in the night sky create a mysterious and peaceful atmosphere. He hopes to open a small shop related to the sea after retiring, perhaps a cafe, or perhaps a small museum displaying marine culture. His voice was full of longing and determination for the future. Ji Yan listened, her eyes full of support and admiration. Her own dream is to influence more people through her art, so that more people can feel the beauty of nature and the power of emotion through her paintings. She wants to travel around the world, collect inspiration from different cultures and natural landscapes, and create a series of works that can touch people's hearts. She hopes that her paintings are not only works of art, but also resonate with people's emotions. After hearing this, Chen Xiao agreed very much and suggested that they could work together to combine his collection with her paintings to create a unique exhibition space, so that people can understand the deep culture and stories of the ocean while appreciating art. They began sketching the outlines of the project, imagining how their dreams would fit into the collaboration. It was late at night, the stars were still bright, and their conversation seemed to light up their inner worlds. Finally, Chen Xiao and Ji Yan agreed under the stars that no matter how long or difficult the road to this dream is, they will move forward hand in hand, support each other, and create a better future together. Chapter 5: Artistic Inspiration. The summer sky begins to become cloudy, and the occasional thunderstorm brings a touch of coolness to the seaside town. In Ji Yan's studio, the canvas has been filled with colors and stories from the entire summer. Inspired by Chen Xiao, her creations are full of new vitality and depth. Her paintings not only express the beauty of nature, but also reveal the subtle emotional connection between people and nature. One afternoon, when a sudden thunderstorm broke the tranquility of the town, Ji Yin sat by the window and observed the changes outside. Thunderstorms bring not only raindrops, but also new inspiration. She saw each little rivulet formed by the rain on the window, and she had an idea that she wanted to capture this ever-changing beauty in her next painting. Chen Xiao was also in the studio that day. He was sorting out various objects he brought back from the sea, preparing to use these natural treasures to decorate the upcoming ocean-themed cafe. Ji Yan's creative passion inspired him, and he began to think about how to integrate these marine elements into every corner of the cafe. In the studio, Ji Yan and Chen Xiao shared their views on art and nature. Ji Yan showed off her new idea, a painting depicting a seascape during a thunderstorm. Chen Xiao was deeply attracted by this painting. He saw how Ji Yan transformed the power and beauty of nature into artistic language. Chen Xiao showed Ji Yan his collection of marine objects, including colorful shells, polished glass fragments, and strange-shaped driftwood. Ji Yan got inspiration from this and decided to integrate these elements into her paintings to add texture and storytelling to the works. That evening, they planned the cafe's opening exhibition in the studio. Chen Xiao hopes to attract more customers by displaying Ji Yan's paintings, while also adding an artistic landscape to the town. Ji Yan is excited about this project because it is not only an opportunity to showcase her works, but also a new starting point for her artistic career. In this process, the friendship and cooperation between Ji Yan and Chen Xiao further deepened. They not only found resonance in art, but also formed an indissoluble bond on the road of integrating art into life. As the summer progresses, their dreams gradually come true, and artistic inspiration is like a rainbow after the rain, heralding a rich and colorful future. Chapter 6: Summer Festival. As summer reaches its climax, the town's annual summer festival kicks off. It's a festival that celebrates summer and the ocean, and the whole town is immersed in joy and energy. Ji Yan and Chen Xiao are also actively participating in this event, and they plan to display Ji Yan's paintings and Chen Xiao's collection of marine elements at the festival. Ji Yan was busy framing her paintings in the studio. She chose some simple and natural materials to highlight the themes of the paintings. Chen Xiao is busy designing the exhibition layout of the cafe to ensure that every exhibit can be properly displayed. On the day of the festival, the seaside of the town is covered with colorful flags and lanterns, and there are a variety of stalls selling various products from handicrafts to gourmet food. The booths of Ji Yan and Chen Xiao quickly attracted the attention of many tourists, who were full of praise for Ji Yan's paintings and Chen Xiao's ocean collection. Ji Yan enjoys interacting with the audience as she explains to them the inspiration and story behind each work. Chen Xiao is also excited to share his collection and plans for an upcoming cafe. They are greatly encouraged by the interest and support from visitors. As night falls, the festival reaches its climax. The sky by the seaside was illuminated by fireworks, and the colorful light reflected on everyone's face. Ji Yan and Chen Xiao held hands in the crowd to watch the fireworks, feeling each other's warmth and the excitement of the town. This summer festival not only brought more recognition and support to Ji Yan and Chen Xiao, but also made their relationship stronger. They see the results of their work accepted and appreciated by the community, which gives them more hope and confidence in their plans for the future. Chapter 7: Rising Storm. As the summer progresses, the atmosphere in the town gradually turns from lively to tense. A sudden storm warning broke the calm of the town, indicating that a bigger storm was coming. This is not just a natural storm, but also an unexplained emotional storm surging between Ji Yan and Chen Xiao. Ji Yan continued her creation in the studio, but the wind outside the window gradually increased, dark clouds gathered in the sky, and the waves began to roll. These natural phenomena caused her uneasiness, and she felt that the coming storm might bring about some unforeseen changes. Chen Xiao felt Ji Yan's uneasiness. He tried to comfort her, but at the same time, he could not hide his inner shake. The relationship between the two began to have subtle cracks due to the uncertainty of the future and their persistence in their respective dreams. They tried to solve the problem through dialogue, but the conversation kept turning to worries about the future and dissatisfaction with the current situation. One night, Ji Yan and Chen Xiao were discussing their future in the studio when the real storm hit. As the wind intensified, the window glass began to vibrate. Amid this tense atmosphere, their conversations become increasingly poignant, each sentence charged with emotional weight. When the storm reaches its climax, Ji Yan suddenly realizes that if they continue like this, they may hurt each other. Driven by impulse and emotion, she decided to leave the town temporarily to find some answers and give each other some space and time to think about their relationship and future. Chen Xiao was shocked and disturbed after Ji Yan announced her departure, and he realized that he might have ignored Ji Yan's feelings. At night, when the storm gradually subsided, Chen Xiao looked back on their relationship alone, thinking about how to mend the rift and regain Ji Yan's trust and understanding. Chapter 8: The Bitterness of Farewell. As Ji Yan decides to leave the town to find herself and inspiration, the atmosphere of the town becomes soft and bitter. Although Chen Xiao supported her decision, the unavoidable pain and uneasiness in his heart made this farewell extremely difficult. The early morning sun shines into Ji Yan's studio. She is packing her painting tools and some unfinished works. Her movements are slow and heavy, and each item carries her memories and emotions of this small town. Chen Xiao stood at the door and helped her lift some luggage. Although he tried to stay calm, his eyes revealed deep reluctance. Ji Yan and Chen Xiao sat down and shared the last cup of coffee. They talked about the good old days and also discussed a possible reunion in the future. The words were full of gratitude and encouragement, but they could not hide the sadness in each other's hearts. Ji Yan thanked Chen Xiao for her continued support and understanding, and Chen Xiao promised that no matter what, I will wait for her return. When Ji Yan's departure day arrived, she and Chen Xiao went to the station together. The sea breeze not far from the station carries a salty and humid smell, which seems to add a bit of coolness to this moment. When the train slowly pulled into the platform, Ji Yan held Chen Xiao's hand tightly. Their eyes met. No more words were needed, everything was unspoken. As the train whistle sounded, Ji Yan let go of Chen Xiao's hand, turned around and walked into the carriage. Chen Xiao stood on the platform and watched the train go away until Ji Yan was no longer visible. His heart was filled with complex emotions, including blessings for Ji Yan's future and sadness for her departure. Chapter 9: Parting Ways. As Ji Yan's train left, Chen Xiao returned alone to the empty studio, which was once the place where they shared dreams and creations. After Ji Yan left, Chen Xiao began to reflect on his choices and future direction. In the studio, Chen Xiao looked around. Every corner was full of Ji Yan's traces. He tried to continue his project, but found that without Ji Yan's company, everything seemed particularly difficult. The canvas remains untouched, the sculpture is unfinished, and his creativity seems to have stagnated with Ji Yan's departure. On a sleepless night, Chen Xiao looked through the diaries and plans they had recorded together in the past. Every page recorded their dreams and smiles. These memories inspired Chen Xiao and made him decide not to wallow in sorrow, but to move on and realize the dream they had planned together. Chen Xiao began to rearrange the studio and transform it into an ocean-themed cafe that was about to open. He selected Ji Yan's paintings to hang in conspicuous places, with her explanations and stories next to each painting. so that visiting guests could feel Ji Yan's artistic charm and their common emotions. As the opening day of the cafe gets closer, Chen Xiao feels more and more a new power. He began to accept Ji Yan's departure and realized that everyone has the right to pursue their dreams. Every stone and every painting in the cafe has become a witness to his and Ji Yan's shared memory. After Ji Yan left, although Chen Xiao's life was depressed for a period of time, he gradually found his own rhythm. He learned that although paths may diverge, everyone's pursuits and dreams deserve respect and support. By realizing part of their dreams in the cafe, Chen Xiao retained the memories he shared with Ji Yan, while also opening a new chapter in his own life. Chapter 10, Art Exhibition Opening. As the door of the cafe slowly opens, a new chapter begins. Chen Xiao's cafe is not only the realization of his personal dream, but also a new landmark of the town. His carefully planned opening attracted a large number of town residents as well as tourists from surrounding areas. In the morning, Chen Xiao was busy in the cafe, adjusting every detail to ensure the opening ceremony was perfect. The walls are covered with Ji Yan's paintings. Each work tells a story and communicates with the audience through art. In the afternoon, people gradually gathered in the cafe. The music starts playing and the smell of coffee and freshly baked cakes fills the air. Chen Xiao stood at the door to greet each guest, his face filled with pride and joy. In a corner of the cafe, Chen Xiao specially set up a small exhibition to display some of Ji Yan's unpublished sketches and manuscripts. These works allow visitors to gain a deeper understanding of her artistic journey and sources of inspiration. Just as the opening ceremony was coming to an end, a familiar figure appeared at the door. Ji Yan was back. Her sudden appearance surprised Chen Xiao. Ji Yan walked towards Chen Xiao with a smile, and the two hugged tightly. She was very pleased with the layout of the cafe, especially seeing her work so cherished and displayed. Ji Yan and Chen Xiao were in the center of the cafe, communicating with guests around her paintings, sharing her experiences and inspirations during her journey. Her return not only adds luster to the cafe, but also opens up new possibilities for future collaborations and relationships between the two. Chapter 11, Hope of Reunion. After the joy of Ji Yan's return, the atmosphere in the cafe became more warm and lively. Ji Yan not only brought back new artistic inspiration, but also rekindled her passion for pursuing dreams with Chen Xiao. They began planning how to use the cafe as a platform to showcase art and culture, but also as a bridge for their emotional connection. Ji Yan proposed to hold regular art exhibitions and cultural lectures, and invite other artists to participate, making the cafe the center of cultural exchange in the town. Chen Xiao excitedly accepted the proposal, and together they planned the first exhibition, with themes surrounding the ocean and travel, showcasing the inspiration and works collected by Ji Yan during her journey. As the plan was gradually implemented, the reputation of the cafe gradually spread, attracting more local residents and tourists. The stories of Chen Xiao and Ji Yan have inspired many people, and their collaboration is seen as a model of success, showing how to realize personal dreams through art and entrepreneurship. In the process of working and creating together, the relationship between Ji Yan and Chen Xiao has deepened. They understand and respect each other more in their daily interactions, share successes and challenges, and their relationship becomes stronger. At the end of the chapter, Chen Xiao and Ji Yan enjoyed a small concert performed by local musicians in the back garden of the cafe. Under the stars, the two discussed future plans, including possible expansion of the cafe and more community events. They are full of hope for the future and believe that no matter what difficulties they face, as long as they work together, there is no challenge that cannot be overcome. Chapter 12, Sunset Appointment. After the successful opening of the cafe, Ji Yun and Chen Xiao's lives gradually returned to calm and rhythm. They decided to use the sunset each day as a special moment to slow down and appreciate the beauty of nature while reflecting on their busy day. Ji Yun proposed that after work every day, no matter how busy they are, they should watch the sunset together in the back garden of the cafe. It became their little tradition, the most relaxing and anticipated time of the day. There are some comfortable seats and small tables set up in the back garden just for their sunset viewing. While enjoying the tranquility of sunset, Ji Yun and Chen Xiao often share their new inspirations and challenges. This moment also becomes an important way for them to solve problems and release stress. Through such exchanges, their understanding and support add more color to each other's lives. On a special evening, when the sun slowly set behind the horizon and the entire sky was dyed orange, Ji Yun suddenly had an inspiration for a new art project. She couldn't wait to share this idea with Chen Xiao, and the two discussed and excitedly planned how to turn this idea into reality. In the afterglow of the sunset, Ji Yun and Chen Xiao reiterated their commitment to the future, deciding not only to continue running the cafe together, but also to expand their artistic collaboration. They plan to hold more influential exhibitions and cultural activities in the future, not just limited to the small town, but even hope to affect a wider area.